Nobody look at me. I do declare. Show me this shit. Do not click on the push notification. Do not push on the push notification. Do not click on the push notification. You do not want to watch. Do not watch. Do not watch. Save. Save to the desktop. This doesn't work. I'm gonna shit a dick. Because I thought I had figured it out. I wonder if my earlier issue was no longer one of my issues. Don't say that to yourself. Knackers, you're so smart. You do smart things, and one day you're gonna be great. You're already great. Hey, thanks. You're pretty great too. Now fix the fucking stream. AutoStart looks like it's working. You're gonna do what? Fifth notification? Sick. Trying to get my horizontal and portrait to go live at the same time. I see the horizontal one. Yeah, but still no, I'm not seeing a portrait live stream. And I'm wondering, auto start, auto stop. Scheduled February 15th. 4:47. Yeah, that was in the past. Makes you want to cry and scream happy thoughts at the same time. Leave YouTube's auto crop thingy off. Yeah, I did that. What's up, Millie? Hello, Gezu. Hello, Big Toasty. I am not watching, but also this is the portrait stream. Wait, are you seeing the portrait version? The one with me up top and the keyboard down below? I can't see it anywhere. Yes? Sick. This is the 6th attempt, well, 8th attempt today. And that's the first time I've gotten the portrait version of the stream to work at the same as the landscape. Music is now looking a little too loud. Well, sick. Big Toasty, how did you get there? Did you get a push notification? Or did you say, wait a minute, why is your name familiar? Yo, I thought you were the person that helped me in the Meld Discord. That was Big Damn Heroes. You're Big Toasty. Deserves a like. If you guys want to support the content, like and subscribe. Hit that bell. Hit that bell. Content creator life. What's up, Iman? Your name looks familiar. Like, familiar from my Twitch streaming days, familiar. Refreshed my YouTube and it was the first one I saw. Sick. I wonder, does YouTube do the automatically switching orientation thing I think Twitch was doing? Because I'm still seeing a landscape stream on mobile. But then again, I'm not in the feed. Apparently, I've reached the end of the shorts feed. Poo poo pee poo. Placebo, I've recognized your name. How to view YouTube portrait stream. I'm a computer. If I go to YouTube page and check the live tab, I see both streams available. I wonder if that's because I'm logged in with the same account that I can't see. I saw both your streams on my sub feed for you. Nice. Okay, well, the YouTube side of this could use some work, like UX, UI wise, because good God. And I think this feature has been out, being able to stream landscape and portrait at the same time to one platform. That's been out, I think it was announced in September. Maybe dropped in October or vice versa. I can't, well, it wouldn't drop before it got announced. And yeah, the Twitch studio, live studio dashboard for YouTube is just not quite there. Could use some love, but that's okay. Sick. My top camera looks a little blue compared to the bottom camera. Or is that just a reflection of my shirt? Yeah, it kind of is actually. Dude, I'm pissed off. Like right before I started the stream, I was matching white balances between the cameras and I'm like, why the fuck does this table look green? There's no green lights on. And my white balance was so heavy onto the warm side, but it's because my shirt is reflecting off of the surface. Do you know how long I've probably been fighting, like using this desk as a reference for white balance, not knowing that my shirt was projecting color onto it? Don't ever create content, people. Worst decision you could make. All right, well, yeah, so that's good. Now I see it. Screenshot. Work. Gotcha. Yeah, I don't know why. When you like when I search my own name and I just go to my own channel if I'm not logged into a YouTube account, I can't see both streams. I can only see the one horizontal and I see if I search my username, the shorts stream, the portrait version shows up like 4 search results down. We did it. And then I did a refresh on my search results. And then both of the streams showed at the top. But Kieran... Oh, so I think within YouTube Studio, the chat is only showing the chat from one of the streams. So like I'm looking at the stream key for landscape. And now I can kind of see 2 different chats. There's some of you in one and then some of you in the other. And I think I remember... that was the whole point of the meld multi-chat, was that you could pipe both chats into a single pane, which is lovely. Why are the frame rates looking a little dookie? This top one looks like it's like 26 FPS, 30 FPS or die. All right, so that's good. Landscape's working. Okay, that's working now. Sweet. Well, I appreciate anybody who had to suffer through, I don't know how many push notifications trying to get this working today. Oh, we got it working. Let's try and go back, and we're going to enter a widget. Chat highlight. That's what I was trying to find before. Yeah. And I wonder, I can probably... I'm stuck. There we go. Chat highlight. Chat. Goodbye. Chat overlay? Nice, nice, nice. All right, let's try this out. Highlight. Nice one, brother. Sick. I am so happy that they turned this into a widget because I have been asking for this for years and years and years. Nice, dude. That's sick. Okay, let's try. I have begun perceiving you. The power on your desk seems surprised. Oh, the faces on I love a good power outlet face. Oh no, is my undo working? Not working? I broke it. I broke it already. Are those corners rounded? Yes, they are. Sickness. I'm down with it. Man, all I needed was some water. Nice. All right, let's get I want the chat highlight, message highlight on the portrait side. Okay, copy and paste is broken. I 100% guarantee that it's Windows 11 as a whole that is broken. Because copy and paste is just a thing that breaks on this fucking operating system. Yep. It's OS wide. Copy and paste no longer works. Okay, we got to do this the old-fashioned way. Also, I don't know about y'all. I have not used an auto-hiding taskbar since grade school. Like high contrast hidden UI or hidden taskbar life. There has to be some tweaks that can be done because the default behavior for the hidden taskbar is atrocious. Atrocious. All right. Landscape. Paste. Didn't like it. Chat's broken. No Twitch emotes on YouTube yet. Let's try highlight. Hey, there it is. Sick. And like that right there can be so clean because you don't necessarily have to put all of chat up. You can just use that as space to highlight chat instead. Nice. We got it working. I'd rather have my taskbar burned into my OLED than have an auto. Yeah. I only do it for screen recordings for tutorials. Just so it's just cleaner. And then if I have things running in my taskbar, like there's been so many times where some sort of sensitive information has been in the title of the browser, whether it was like the address or my full name or like bank, and then it's just been in the screen recording, and then I have to blur it out, and then I have to comb through the entire fucking 30-minute tutorial video to see if it's anywhere else. I've not had not anxiety attacks, but I have had nightmares that have woken me up out of a sleep where I have posted a video that I basically just doxed myself, or I've accidentally posted a video before the NDA was lifted. I have those nightmares all the time. And it's one of those nightmares where I can wake up from it and fall back asleep right back into the same nightmare and experience it, the same thing over again. Terrible. Terrible. Is that an Elizabeth? Oh my God. What's going on? I almost didn't recognize you without the 3 in your name. What in the hell? So good to see you. Hope you and the man are good. If you're not together anymore, fuck that guy. You know what I'm saying? We're independent women up here. Well, not me. You. Hopefully not. Sick, dude. Okay. Let me try and highlight this message. Why does that look so goofy? The eyes are green and the lips are pink. That is so funny looking. Oh my God. How come I can only get short? My computer is probably going to crash. My poor first generation Ryzen. There we go. Oh man, I could do a little, what about this? Let's add a tiny little effect. Whoops. Old habits die hard. Let's do a glow. And we're gonna do it the same color. Where'd it go? Are you not glowing for me? Oh. Yeah, there we go. Windows 8 was the last time I hit a taskbar. Yeah, it's been a while. I legit showed my whole ass address live on Twitch once. Full on panic attack, immediate end stream, deleted the VOD. I know how that goes. Thankfully, I was so strict on how I configured my computer to hopefully like never have that happen. But even when you try nonstop, there are still slip ups that can happen. Poppin' fresh. Dude, I feel like I haven't seen that name in a really long time. Like a really long time. It registered in my brain, but it took a second because I know who you are, but it's duality of you. Still married and doing well? Good. Please tell him I said hello. I feel like it's been years and years. I mean, I quit Twitch in that's almost 4 years ago. That's fucked up. I'm trying to change it. It's a classic. It's a fucking classic. All right, let me see if I can add, I want to add that same glow to the landscape version. Can I copy? Yes. Yes. Large. Okay, sweet. Let's try. I want to see what a longer message looks like highlighted. So it does go off center. It's not the worst. Yeah, like I would, when I set up my PC, I purposefully bought pro versions of Windows 10 and Windows 11 so that I could just sign in with an admin account and not a Microsoft account so that my email would never be in the operating system. I would never use any like cloud storage linked to my computer because just, you know, if you sync photos, just want to accidentally leak something there. Separate browsers. I would only use game capture within OBS and never like screen capture, so that it was only ever the game that was being captured and sent. And like one of the big reasons why I got a streaming PC was not for the performance, it was for the privacy. Being able to have a computer that all it did was record and stream content. I didn't use it as a workstation, so like my day-to-day personal things would not be on there. And like just that alone is a big reason why I push people to go full PC, because the things that you can accidentally leak just by streaming from a computer there that you use 100% of the time, like I won't do it. I won't do it. Okay, let me see. I have totally forgotten. Yeah, I don't know. The chat in YouTube Studio. Oh wait, it's on top chat, not live chat. YouTube Studio, man. Are you showing me both chats? The fuck? What's up, YouTube? You fucking beefing, dude? I am going to pop a hemorrhoid if I do any sort of physical activity, so we're just gonna not raise our arms. What up, Moses? What up, Junior? Again, yeah, but we got it working. Both the landscape and the portrait streams are live. What up, Pika? Good to see you, dude. Well, thank you. I was not 100% on how it sounded because I just set everything up again this morning after fucking it up last night and also trying to learn Elgato Wavelink, which you actually have access to. Well, it's in beta. I wouldn't necessarily recommend switching over to it yet, but man, it's putting me through trials and tribulations this week. I'll tell you that for free. Hello, Natty. Sawa. And all just using, well, I couldn't use the built-in Elgato compressor. I had to go and grab a new one. Trying to use all the other default VSTs. I'm not too crazy. Voice focus is good for the noise cancellation, but because all of the faders in the Elgato software are all pre-effects, I have a hard time gauging what the effects are doing until you actually like do a recording and play it back. And the Elgato software also makes it look like you're clipping when you're not. Like even if you're just in the red, if you have clip guard, you ain't be clipping. But it does pretty okay. Not a fan of the native compressor, and I definitely have my favorite expander VST. Don't be sad. Be optimistic. I want to switch from the Wave XLR and go to a new interface. What's a good option? You've got a lot. And it's a difficult question to answer because it really depends on what you want to do. I'm a huge fan of the Beacon lineup. Beacon hardware. Disclaimer. I've done paid and unpaid work with Beacon before, but I don't have any active partnership or active contract. I have used Beacon stuff on my gaming PC since they all released back in 2021. I had the Beacon mic first, Beacon Mix Create. Again, disclaimer, every piece of Beacon gear that I have for free. But I've also gotten myriads of other audio interfaces for free. And I always end up putting the Beacon stuff back in. And mainly because of the onboard DSP that both the Beacon mic and the Beacon Studio have that allow you to apply all of those VSTs, their noise suppression, their expander, apply it to your mic mix, and you can monitor it in real time, which means all of the noise suppression, the compression, the expander. When you're monitoring your voice in your headphones, you're only hearing your voice. You're not hearing the room noise and your lady dropping a fat deuce down the hall. It's just your voice. Software can be buggy. Getting things to work can be buggy. Sometimes you got to unplug a device and plug it back in. But in my opinion, there is no single audio device or audio interface, smart audio interface like the Rode Procaster, the Beacon stuff, the Elgato stuff. There is no perfect device. They all have their quirks. It really just comes down to which quirk you're okay dealing with all the time. As somebody that used to have dual Behringer analog mixers and analog compressors in their stream, I love the simplicity that that setup gives me. It's not cheap, granted. Beacon Studio and a microphone that you're already set back $300 to $400. Beacon Mix Create, another $200. But yeah, having the Beacon Studio with a big volume knob for monitoring my headphones, and then having the Beacon Studio being able to control different channels. And then, of course, the dual PC aspect of it, with Beacon Link on the second PC, being able to route audio from the second PC back over to the first. There's just, it's so powerful. So for me, who is not a gaming live streamer, Beacon Studio is like my number one favorite interface. Granted, I have not gotten to test the Procasters, the Rode Procasters extensively. I've only gotten to play with them a little bit. But from what I experienced, the VSTs that are built into their DSP, I just wasn't crazy about the interface. The Elgato Wavelength 3 is a jump forward. They've added a shit ton of functionality, and I think they are on the right track. There are some UI and UX things within Wavelength 3 right now that kind of drive me mad, but it's not, I don't think it makes it a bad product. It's just doesn't make sense to me. But I am not the target market. I'm in that prosumer level person. And so things that don't make sense to me don't make sense because the product isn't for me. Yeah. My holidays end tomorrow and I have school tomorrow. Okay, that is a reason to be sad. I would also be sad. MV7, in my opinion, is the best affordable XLR USB. Do they have, so does the Shure microphone come with software for like just basic? I don't know if that has an onboard DSP or not, or if it's all just software based. I do hear Beacon is really good, but I haven't tried them. Yeah, it's hard once you have a device that has a DSP, digital signal processor. I almost had a massive brain fart there. I'm currently farting. Once you have a device that processes effects on device and plays them back to you in real time, and you can monitor them in real time, it's hard to go back to devices like the Wave XLR or the Stream Deck Plus that don't. Because then you are almost always introducing latency into your mic chain, which means you can't monitor your voice and your headphones in real time. You're almost always going to have a delay. And I'm now somebody who relies heavily on monitoring their voice and their headphones. So it just makes my audio chain kind of sluggish. And it's not where I prefer to have a slug. You know, it's not like every part of your workflow can't be absolutely perfect, but some parts of it can be. And so Beacon in that aspect is where I hold it to a high standard. And then over on my Mac, I've got the Lewitt Connect 6, which is not a new interface by any means. I think it's maybe 4 or 5 years old. But it's a dual XLR input, dual output. It's got a headphone out and it's got a line out. And the mixer gives you a 16-channel digital routing table. Now, not every single piece of software can take advantage of that, but for that over there, dude, I love that interface for my Mac. But again, it's got an onboard DSP, which I'm happy about. I'm trying to think of who has teased. I did see a tweet from Julian recently. Somebody was asking about the next Elgato audio interface. And he said something like soon, or he replied with like the eyes emoji. But I don't know. I haven't heard anything or read any articles that or anything coming out for sure. It does have the software, but it's not needed in order to utilize the mix, at least not via USB. Okay. Yeah, so what Moses is saying right now, Junior, that is something that is important when it comes to recognizing your workflow and what features are going to be important to you. So for somebody that creates content and the majority of what they do is just within OBS or Meld or whatever, right? All of their effects, all of their vocal effects, audio chain stuff is in OBS. They're just adding them as VSTs. And they don't really care about that high fidelity mic chain being in Discord or being in Sound Recorder app or on Zoom. So a lot of people, they don't really care too much about the mic or the interface because OBS and all of the audio chain plugins are in OBS. For me, somebody who records in any and every type of software, and I want the effects to be applied to the mic chain globally to everything I do in the operating system. That's why I choose the Beacon stuff, because I'm not limited to just where those effects can be applied. If I have great noise suppression and it's tuned for this microphone in this room, I don't then have to rely on Discord's noise suppression to match it, or then go into OBS and set up a noise gate or an expander to match it. I set it in the mic or I set it in the interface and it's applied everywhere. That's something that's important to me. Does Beacon Link work between Windows and Mac? I think so. I don't know for sure, because I kind of split my gaming and my streaming PC up a little bit to where I'm not doing like a true dual PC setup for content creation, but they're still linked together through like capture card. And I have not played with Beacon Link in a hot minute, but it is something I'll be doing in the near future. Yo, Pika man, it's good to see you, dude. I hope you are surviving with your extracurricular activities back to back to back to back. Dude, I want to cry if I have to go grocery shopping on Monday and then go to the dentist on Friday. You're out here doing things back to back. I can't live like you, dude. I'm not fit for this world. Neuralink me, because I don't want to leave the house ever. What? Chill out. I start talking about my gaming computer and it shuts off. Have a good day, buddy. My Mac Mini encodes on Twitch with OBS teleport. Oh, nice. Man, my M1 Mac Mini, anytime I try to do anything with like capture cards or streaming software, it just pins the entire machine. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. I know that I've seen conversations in their Discord, their public Discord. And if it's not fully supported now, it might be in beta. It's the problem with being a beta tester, is you don't always know which features are in beta and which ones are public release. I know I just had a buddy ditch his Go XLR and I got him onto the Beacon stuff, but his second PC was a Snapdragon. It was a Surface that had a Snapdragon ARM chip, and Beacon does not have a build for the Beacon stuff yet. For Beacon Link, I don't know about the regular app, but Beacon Link does not support ARM. So he kind of had to change his ways, but that's another thing, right? Is the cross-platformness of it. I know Elgato released Wavecast, but is not on the Mac, which is butt cheeks. Yeah. Doing audio over the network from Mac to PC is no easy task, that's for sure. I went and splurged on a big buck solution, which is Dante controller and Dante Via, but it is not a beginner friendly thing. It is, even me as somebody who has like dealt with streaming audio and video hardware for a long time, it took me months to wrap my head around how Dante worked. But Dante is Mac friendly, and once you kind of get everything locked in, it works super well. Yeah, people are still, that's why Voicemeeter is still kind of like one of the main ones for a lot of people. Beacon Link is Windows only, unfortunately. Yeah. Dang. I mean, the cool thing about the Beacon Studio and the Beacon Mix Create is even if you can't use Beacon Link with the studio to set up and utilize the dual USB connection, you could still output your second PC into your primary PC with a different audio device, and then add that as a device and a channel in the Beacon software, and then still be able to monitor it. But yeah, you're not getting the full functionality, which is le bummer. Okay, now that I know this is working, I got to spend some time in doing some recording and figuring out what is what, because this has eaten two solid days that I did not have available to eat. But I'm glad that this is now working. Let me try this one more time. I fucking love the highlight chat feature in Meld. That makes me so happy. I can put it right up there in the blank white space. Fucking nice, bruv. Are the other chatters on YouTube as well? So I'm only streaming to YouTube right now. It is both a landscape and a portrait stream, both going to YouTube. So that it shows up in the regular feed and the shorts feed. And man, I've probably spent 8 hours just trying to get stuff working. Oh shit. Did you actually successfully get the name change, Colin, or did you just sign into a different account? Please tell me you game on a trackball. God, no, I do not. It's crazy. I use a regular wired mouse and a trackpad in my Mac. A G502 for gaming. It's going to take a lot to get me to leave this mouse. I just realized the top camera is working, so I can show this. I am one of those G502 boot-licking soy boys. This mouse, if I ever were to become single again, I'm like that dude who loves his Volkswagen. That's me in this mouse. I love the body. I love the buttons. Light speed USB connector. Fantastic battery life. RGB. White. What's not to love? I've been seeing rumblings about one of Logitech's newer mice that has haptic switches or just haptic ability for clicking. So there's not actual mechanical switches like normal. It's haptic, just like haptics on a phone with 3D touch or with a trackpad. And that is the first time in a long time where an advancement in the technology of a peripheral made me go, oh. And I'm super intrigued. Now, on the other side, I kind of despise Logitech as a company now. I hate that I have to have G-Hub to get the full functionality of my mouse. I hate that G-Hub gives me advertisements to buy more mice. I hate that G-Hub as a whole is just a piece of garbage software. I hate that they deprioritized the onboard memory manager for the mice. I hate that they ignored that headsets were blasting people's eardrums for a year plus and then released an update like nothing ever happened. There's so many things that I just despise from that company. And it's sad because my first mechanical keyboard ever was a Logitech. No, I'm sorry. It was a DOS keyboard. My first RGB keyboard was a Logitech G510, the one that had the screen in the top middle. But if they make a G502 that's got a haptic engine, I'm gonna try it. But how does that work long term? That's the thing. It's like, it's a new thing. In my opinion, I take this with a grain of salt. I am not a professional gamer. I am not a professional hardware reviewer. All of the advancements in mouse technology, to me, are marketing scams. 8,000 polling rate. It's 3,200 DPI sensor. Glass mouse pads. I almost gave way and tried a glass mouse pad just so that I could have the experience and talk about it with authority. And I got a company that agreed to give me a mouse pad, a glass one. And then they did a bait and switch and tried to get me to provide them drafts of the video before it went live and wanted me to post it within a certain amount of time. I'm like, no, sorry, I'm out. And all like, when people were winning Quake championships with rubber ball mice, right? Like not trackball, but like the tracking rubber ball on the bottom. And all of a sudden now it's like, you can't be competitive unless you've got 32,000 DPI, 15,000 polling rate, 15,000 hertz polling rate, a glass mouse pad. And it's like, dude, these are the most placebo effect marketing schemes. Like, they have to invent reasons for you to want to buy the next product, right? And so, and I'm going to be honest, it's kind of how I feel about Hall effect switches too. Like, I can understand if you enjoy the customability of the actuation point, but don't sit here and try and tell me that the Hall effect switch is giving you the competitive edge. I'm going to laugh. Crispy stream, bro. Love it. Thank you. I appreciate that. My favorite mouse is the G600, but G-Hub is almost as bad as Razer software. Yeah, I refuse. I have turned down the most hardware from Razer. Can't remember the name right now, that has tilt functionality, haptics, and pressure sensitive buttons. Interesting. YouTube defaults to chat to top chat, not live chat. Yeah, that's what I had been doing for the past couple days. So I don't necessarily know if I'm looking at both chats. So, okay, are you saying that if I have two streams going, a landscape and a portrait, and I have it set to live chat, is it showing me both stream chats? Or is the meld multi-chat showing me both in one? No, I appreciate it, Moses. It was one of those things where other things were going wrong and I couldn't pinpoint if the issue was YouTube or something on my computer. One of the first mistakes I made that I thought was causing the issue was I had OBS that was doing a screen recording of me setting up the stream in Meld. And I thought that OBS taking up one of my encoder streams was why the portrait wasn't going live. And then I turned that off. Oh no, that did fix one issue. This is what happened, troubleshooting, dude. I've tried so many things over the past 2 days, and last night from 10 p.m. to 3 a.m. of just trying to get shit to work. It's been gnarly. You see nothing from Moses? Okay. Meld Multi showing you both. Sick. So you guys can't see each other's streams. So if you can't see Moses, I can probably highlight Moses so that it can show on stream. Well, oh, that's a nice little... You can't see the other chat. Okay, cool. Well, I mean, that speaks volumes to Meld's multi-chat feature. That's awesome. Automatically starts, automatically connected. Can you pop it out? Oh, there's a little settings cog in there. Okay. Sick. So Junior, you should now be able to see the multi or the highlighted chat on screen that says Meld Multi is showing you both. Oh shit, yeah, there's both. I see both of yours, yeah. There's the landscape. Well, why is Colin highlighted? What's going on up there? Oh, you can split the chat within Meld. Sick. Okay. So I think I can see that Colin chatted, but I can't see what he did. Let's see. Highlight? Yeah, blank. Maybe it was an emoji. Maybe he sent a dick pic and YouTube filtered it out. Streamer show feet. I don't even know if I can stretch. I got pretty socks on. They got unicorns and stars on them. This is just a YouTube live of Lo-Fi. It's Lo-Fi Girl, I'm pretty sure. But I created a mix within Wavelink that is just the music. It's called Stream Mix, but it's just music. So not really routed, but sort of kind of. But what's cool is, I'll show you guys my latest prototype. I could probably install it. Yeah, let's do it. Did I not bring it? One sec, Chatterino. I got it. $300 milli-vanillis of caffeine at 7 p.m. What could go wrong? I'm going to be honest, District. I'm usually the most anal person about using correct licensed music for content. And I had a thought that it was fine because it is Creative Commons. But because I was going to be deleting all these VODs and stuff anyways, and they were just supposed to be tests, didn't go through with looking thoroughly. But I thought that was the whole thing, was that it was. Oh, okay. So it's not Creative Commons, but it is licensed for background music for content on major platforms. And I don't think this I don't think this content is monetized either. Is it not 300? Is it 200? Yo, later, Moses. Thanks for popping in. Oh, it is 200. It's Bang. It's Bang. That's 300. And that's so dangerous. Your Elgato stuff is fire? Like my Elgato, the hardware. Yeah, so I'll show you what I've been working on. So, I won't call myself the inventor of this, but I looked around and I couldn't find any Stream Deck Plus 3D printable mount that had a 1/4 inch on the back. I saw ones that it took the entire Stream Deck Plus as a whole and then added like a mount so that it could be 1/4 inch mounted. But I'm like, man, like the whole bottom part of the Stream Deck Plus, there's no electronics in there. It's just a stand. And it takes up so much space. So I'm like, I wonder if I can design something that uses the same mounting holes that the factory does for mounting that stand, and then come up with a mount. And I did. And I just printed the final version of it overnight. So I'm gonna install it. And I thought it was gonna be, because of the placement of the screws, there's 2 screws that go into the bottom, and that's it. But because it is PETG, it has some flex to it and it doesn't feel flimsy at all. So it's, just a little backpack piece that has 2 1/4 inch heat threaded inserts that go into the back. And so if you wanted, you could take a side of double-sided tape and put it into the back there. I've had this original one. I just hit the microphone. I apologize. This same one on this Stream Deck for about a week, and I have not felt like it is not strong enough. And anytime I do anything with 1/4 inch, I make sure I always put in these slots for the locking pins, so that any friction arm that you have that has those locking pins, it can stop. It just stops things from rotating. Nutty was shouting out the Elgato pedal sled you made for him earlier today. Sick. Yeah, dude, that thing has been also in development for quite some time. And it started, the guy that was just in here, Moses French Toast, he's the one who originally brought me the idea. He's like, hey, do you have any designs that raise the Elgato pedal up? Because I kind of sit at an angle, or I sit at a certain way where I use the pedal for gaming actions, and it's just not at a good angle. And I didn't have any, and he was honestly the first person to ask me about it. It's not really, I did not center that screwdriver action in the middle of the frame. I apologize. I'm a little rusty with my live streaming, okay? And then I started developing it, and then I was like, okay, well, I can also raise it, but I can make the legs hot swappable so that you can change the angle. And then I was like, oh, I can also use TPU to add additional grip, because I know like my pedals on the carpet that I had at my last house, the rubber grommets that were installed on the pedal just didn't give me the grip that I needed. And so I designed my own grips that could be put onto the feet, and the pedal does not move on the carpet. And thankfully I've gotten that same feedback from the people that have been testing it. So that's awesome that he's liking it, because he was one of the few testers that have been testing the prototype. I just added the XLR module in mine. Sick. I actually have my Stream Deck Plus. My other one is the prototype version of the XLR dock before they actually released the XLR dock add-on. It's a 1 unit. So yeah, so if you have, get this out of the way. If you have a friction arm like this, you can get these for 15 bucks. I looked at the screen, but you guys are over here. I really should just put chat over there on the prompter because that's what it's fucking for. But I can't pop out the chat over there, so I don't want to do that. Lord. Jesus. So this is a $35 friction arm, unfortunately. However, it has locking teeth in the middle. It's all metal. It is extremely sturdy. The ends have the ability for you to just unscrew it so you don't have to rotate your entire object or rotate the entire arm to tighten it. Those little rotating pieces, I need to center myself. Jesus Christ. What an amateur. Have holes so that you can put tools in there and hand crank it just to crank the shit out of it. And now Stream Deck can be mounted. So what I have, you're not able to see it really, but over here I have aluminum extrusion that is secured to the side of my tabletop. And these same tension arms screw into the aluminum extrusion using nuts. But now I can put the Stream Deck Plus a clamp change the angle of it. So I wanted to stretch it way out. And I put a second heat insert so that if you wanted to get it real low and use it more flat, because I would say almost exclusively, this Stream Deck Plus is connected to my streaming PC, controls Wavelink, controls the prompter, and then I use it for when I am doing calls with brands or other creators. So then this can lie almost flat. So if you have a need for it to come out towards you and flat, like when I'm here and I'm talking, so there's a teleprompter with this camera right now. If I'm here and I'm talking and I'm reading a script, I can reach over and I made my adjust timing of script knob the longest so that I can reach over and adjust it, or I can reach under and adjust it. So if I'm ad-libbing and I'm not following the script all of a sudden, I can just reach down and tap that button. It's going to pause the script, and then I can reach back down and tap it and nobody would know. I use magnets and metal pieces to mount mine under my speakers. That was actually one of my thoughts was, I wonder if I could just get MagSafe and MagSafe plates to swap it out. And I still might try and do that. But my issue is like, I never want this to move. So the circular MagSafe would mean that it could still twist left and right. And I'm like, I probably won't like that. It's probably convenient as fuck, but I don't know if I would like that for my setup. Yeah, I just bought like 20 MagSafe magnets off AliExpress last month. I love designing things around MagSafe. Sick, dude. I'm glad I remembered that print. I apologize if all of those little noises are appearing in the stream. Bone Dragon, did he show it or did he just talk about it? Like, did you actually see what it looked like? Because I think he's got... Yeah, he's got the most recent version. He showed it. Sick. No, he's a good dude. Yeah, redesigned the base plate. I just remembered the text that I put on his plate specifically. Oh man. And then yeah, like during the design portion of that device specifically, or of the Elgato pedal kit, somebody else had asked about, oh, Nutty asked, because he got the very first prototype, which were just standalone units for his pedals. And then he's like, do you have any plan to design a way to lock these together so that they don't move? And that was another moment of like, that is probably like the amount of people who are going to have two pedals is pretty low. But the people who have two pedals, it's already hard enough finding a switch that you can't see. Like if you're at your desk and you use it for content creation, sometimes my feet aren't always near the pedal of where it should be. But having pedals that are constantly moving away from each other or changing position is frustrating. And I thought, no, but I'll probably try and cook something up. And I started working on it, and I found a way to link the 2 feet together of the design that I already had. But I had hated the design of the feet of the first version. I was just not happy with it. So I just went, you know what? I'm starting from scratch. I'm doing this over. And then I found a way to make it modular to where you could lock them together right next to each other. You could lock them apart and you could change the angle. And I don't know which one he ended up going with. I might have to go back and look at his VOD and see what he did, because I gave him a bunch of the options. And I'm pretty sure he was going to go with the one that had the plate that went over the 2 feet that just locked them together, because I think he used both of his pedals straight on. And then, yeah, that design ate up like a month of my life, but I'm super happy with it. Nutter Butter. I think it was Super Duper and Nutter Butter. I'll have to look at the VOD. Junior, so if you look up Knack Habitat, NACK, I'll put it in chat. Knack Habitat is my other account. It's my other business of 3D design and 3D printing. I don't know if I'm going to have any more betas of the pedal kit exclusively, but all of the beta testing that I do is through the newsletter. So there's a free newsletter that I send out the applications for. So the only requirement is that you subscribe. And I probably send out one newsletter every 2 months, if that. Like the amount of notifications I get from my newsletter portal that's like, hey, we can't give you any reports on your newsletter because you didn't send any. But anytime there's an open beta, the applications get sent out. I basically just have people apply and provide info on why they want to test and what kind of setup they have. I pick some at random. I pick some based on their application. And all that I ask is that you pay for the materials, which ends up being like 20% of the retail cost, like what it sells for. Oh, the Stream Deck Plus mount? I haven't done that one yet, but if you want, I'm down. I'll do... Send me an email here. Oh, that was really delayed. Send me an email there. Let me know you're a junior from the live stream. I don't have an ETA for when I'm doing the beta for this, but it's going to be soon because this is the final version. I'm going to test it for like 3 to 4 weeks to make sure that there's no glaring issues. And then I'll need a couple of beta testers. Send me an email. Let me know you're interested. I'll add you to my beta reach out list. And I won't have you apply because you are in the first day of Knacker's YouTube live streaming. You get a pass. So yeah, you just pay for materials and shipping, which for this, like all of my kits up to this point have been like the kits have been like $25 because it's 7 parts and it's like at least $15 to $17 in materials. This is going to be much less, and it's just 1 part. The other part I got to figure out, I designed it last week, but I haven't printed it yet to test, is just if you want to use this in a desk fashion. I mean, it already stands up, but it would just be an insert that utilizes these 2 pilot holes in the back. So you can just slip it on, screw in the bottom one, and then it'll stand on its own like it did from the factory. Yeah, Bone Dragon sounds great. Shoot me an email. You can use that same email. Just if you could both include your usernames in your email, just so I know who's who. Never mind, Junior. You sent yours already. You don't have to send 2. This might be counterintuitive because I think one of the things that I find funny about business and capitalism is I notice the things that I would have to do that don't favor the customer, but favor the business decisions that make it worse for you and better for me. And I always find myself at a crossroads because I don't want to do the thing that favors the business. I want to do the thing that favors the customer, but that's a great way to no longer be in business. And so one of the things that I try and do with all of my designs is don't try to make it proprietary so that hardware that came with the product when they bought it from the manufacturer is now useless. Like if I designed my prompter kits to not be able to use any of the Elgato hardware and you had to buy all of the additional parts from me, that's fucking stupid. I mean, it's probably smart because then you're building a proprietary ecosystem for yourself and your company and your business, but like, I don't want to do that. Same thing with the foot pedal, right? I don't want people to have to make permanent modifications to their products in order to use my product. I want it to be supplementary. And again, at the same time, not a great business model to require somebody to buy somebody else's product in order to buy your product. But it's something that's important to me. And with every design, like, yes, there's no way for this to be solid and sturdy while keeping the original foot in place, like the original stand. But I was like, is there a way that I could still use that original stand with this part? And like the design just got too complex. And I'm like, but I could include an additional part that would just bring that functionality back. Now, the issue number one is I got to get screws that don't protrude out of the bottom. And then, this is a slippery surface. This no longer has grip. So then I also need to include grip adhesive that would go on the bottom. And where you're just adding additional parts, additional cost. But if I print the additional plate out of TPU, which is like a flexible, more grippy filament, it will bring the stand functionality back. And then people don't have to choose between having the mount and having the original stand. And of course, they can always just take that off and go back to the original. But I just want to make that part easier for people. And that's always been my goal with the designs that I've done so far. Is like, these products are already great, and I seem to be really good at finding niche problems that I want to solve with 3D printing. And having your buttons different heights, like having the dials, the knobs be different heights. That doesn't need to be a stock feature. Being able to use the Stream Deck without looking at it is not a requirement to use it, but it's something that makes my life easier when I'm using the product. And so that's usually what I end up influencing the most of what I do. I may try to mount my 15 key under it, to be honest, using both of the holes. Hey, oh, you could do that. Yeah, Small Rig has those like 6-inch tension arms that would be perfect for that. What's up, Coalition? Oh, somebody got fucking banned. Oh, it was Coalition. I don't know why I did that. I'm a new streamer, Coalition. I don't know why I did that. My favorite part of owning a 3D printer, randomly solving some solutions with it, is awesome. Yeah, and I think the last time I looked, I had passed like 140 sales, like total. And now it's probably north of 200. But just knowing that there was 200 other people that looked and went, yeah, I've got that same problem, makes me not feel so special. And it makes me happy to be able to solve that problem for other people. You can retract your own. Oh, really? Look at that. Yeah, I just watched it disappear in real time. District 47, the software is Meld Studio. It's a free streaming app, like a streaming broadcasting app that I fucking love. Mount the 15-key Stream Deck under it. That's doable. I know some people, so like this was kind of design iteration number 1. The second one I started that I didn't get too far with is actually deleting the entire Stream Deck enclosure and replacing it with a low profile enclosure. Because if you open this up, this USB-C port extrudes out like 1.5 inches. It is the longest fucking USB port I've ever seen. And then the PCB is like, you can't really see. There we go. The PCB is really close to the face of it. These dials are on one PCB. There's a ribbon cable, and then there's another PCB. But you could really delete 75% of the enclosure. And so I thought that's probably thin enough to where I could have it like pull out. Like I've seen people design trays where the Stream Deck Plus comes out and then comes down, but they're always so bulky because this device as a whole is bulky. And, you know, I cracked it open. I'm like, oh man, you get this thing really slim if you wanted to. So that's kind of the backup plan. But this one involves no modification. Like that one's going to be even more niche because people aren't going to want to take their Stream Deck apart. Like you got to shove dividers in here to actually separate it. The faceplate is held in place by clips, and if you break those, then you're not going to be able to get it back together. Now I want a Ghost 2. I do like that one. Cherry Limeade's good. To your knowledge, can it combine TikTok messages along with YouTube messages? No. Unfortunately, TikTok has their live platform on lock. Put that on a fucking t-shirt. I originally got access to TikTok streaming when they still gave out stream keys years and years and years ago. And then the Carter Pulse agency hit the scene and they kind of had a chokehold on stream keys for a long time. And now TikTok wants you to use TikTok Studio in order to go live on their platform. If you're trying to do it from a computer, you can always do it from your phone. But all of the people that I've talked to in the streaming space that work on the corporate side, not like the creator side, but the business side, TikTok don't want to work with nobody to integrate in other platforms. So that's why you see such a lack of TikTok integration with software like OBS and Meld. And I think Stream Elements is one of the very few platforms that has a deal with TikTok that involves some integration, but then you have to use Stream Elements. And being tied to a platform like that in order to utilize live streaming to a different platform, I'm not too crazy about that, but it is what it is. So yeah, that's why you see so many people trying to develop third-party solutions to connect things together, because people want to be live on TikTok and live on other platforms. And also just live streaming on TikTok in general is so difficult. I think a keyboard attached tray to put an SD on the left or right of the keyboard would be sick too. DIY Galleon keyboard, pretty much. Yeah, after this Fluter desk bracket kit goes on sale, which I'm super close. I just got to finish up the landing pages and the tutorial video. I would love to spend some time designing some mounts that work with the Fluter, or some LED kits that work with the Fluter that are just super easy to set up, or allow you to mount things at different heights with the Fluter kit. So that's definitely a priority for me after this. Especially if the USB cable can be routed into the keyboard, or how some keyboards have USB pass-through. Yeah, that's something that like I would like to see more often. And you know, on my Mac setup, I've got 2 7-port powered USB hubs, a Thunderbolt dock, and another external USB hub. And I have every device plugged into every port, and I don't even think about it. If it's USB, I plug it in. Windows does not prefer to operate that way. They hate massive amounts of hubs. Even if you have dedicated PCIe breakout hubs for USB that have dedicated power, it just doesn't perform the same. So you have to be really picky about it. You have to heat the touchscreen to pull the digitizer off with a ribbon cable to go through the device. Yeah. So, and that's kind of where I thought, I'm like, okay, what if I leave the faceplate in front, but then I just replace the back part to make it super, super slim, and then I could also customize the color on the back. We shall see. This was a fun one. This was challenging because the back of the Stream Deck Plus has all of these crazy angles. It's not like a square device. So I probably had to iterate it 14 times more than I normally would, because measuring these distances and angles on the back proved to be quite difficult for me. And the positioning of the screw holes just kind of made it difficult, but it works. And I like it. But okay. That is a successful horizontal and portrait stream. I appreciate everybody that came by to help test. I apologize for spamming you guys with going live notifications today, trying to get this working. But the good news is that it officially works. And I was only live in 1080p 30 today, I think, on both the landscape and the portrait side. Yeah, thanks for coming through, helping me test, letting me test different things. I'm so excited about this highlight feature. I would love to see them add maybe an overlay button so that I don't have to click twice, or if I hold a hotkey and click somebody's name in chat, that it'll just highlight it. So I don't have to click and then click highlight. That would be nice. Whack. His clothes. Whack. Can this one be? Nope. I didn't want to rotate. I can't undo because undo and copy and paste are broken for my entire operating system. Jesus Christ. Highlight me, daddy. Okay. I did it. I do what I'm told. You're a regular guy. You can enter a space. You're a regular guy. You can enter a room. You're a regular guy. You can do that transaction. Why can't I click this? I think my computer is breaking down. I do need to replace it at some point. It's coming up on 8 years old. It's about to be 8 years old. Sick. As far as I briefly touched on this the last time that I was live, I plan to bring live streaming back into my life at some point, whether it's once a week or something. I love being live. I don't want to be a live streamer. I can't do it full time. I can't even do it part time. I'm not built for it. Even though I've been sitting here talking to a lens for an hour and a half with little to no effort, other than the 200 milligrams of caffeine that I'm pouring into these veins. I love live streaming, but it is such a time sink. It's a good time sink. Like, I always enjoy being live, and I love just chatting streams and talking about tech. And now that I've dove in super heavy into 3D printing, bringing 3D printing and 3D designs and 3D conversations into live streaming sounds so awesome. I just can't prioritize live streaming right now. As soon as I get some recurring revenue settled in and I can have some free time, because right now my mindset is, if you're awake and you're not spending that time securing money for the future, you're dog shit. It's just this switch that's flipped on right now, where it's like every moment of you being awake needs to be spent on making sure that you have a house in 6 months. As soon as I get out of that, we'll throw some live streams. Maybe it becomes like an early morning weekend thing where I just like knock it out couple hours in the morning. Yeah, what's up, robot? Because I enjoy it. I love the streaming thing. Like, I love being live. I love hanging with people. It's such a great place to learn. And then, you know, back in 2022 when we were doing like building microcontrollers and keyboards from scratch, that was so much fun. I loved it. But like, the live streaming isn't the hard part. The dedication to then having to create content from the live stuff, like the only way I would be able to do that is if I hired somebody to handle all of the post editing work of the live, like handling the highlights, handling the shorts, the posting of the shorts. It would all have to be somebody else. Because otherwise it's impossible to do tech content, 3D printing content, and do short form and long form. It's great. I thought that being full-time and having 50 hours a week to work on this stuff would make it easier. It doesn't. Like, you just fill that time with more other stuff that you think is beneficial towards the business, and then it ends up not being. You're like, okay, a lot of falling on your fucking face and doing it over again. But that's part of it. That's part of the fun. Yeah, dude, I worked full-time during every one of my 9 years of streaming. And thinking about doing that again is like, there's no way. And that's all. I'm at the point now too, since I do all of my own scripting, recording, and editing. I couldn't even do one more long form YouTube video a month unless I had somebody take over like half of my short editing. Because scripting and recording shorts is easy. Editing can eat up so much time. But you're trying to keep up with people that are posting 30 shorts a day. You're trying to just get like one a day out. Shit's difficult, man. It's time consuming. And I don't want to say I'm lucky, but I have a life where both me and my lady work from home. And we're home all the time. And I don't have a lot of things in life that require my time outside of this. Like, I have the most free time, I think, out of any content creator. Like, I have nothing that requires my time outside of this. And it's still difficult to crank it out every single day. Phrasing. So I empathize and I sympathize. I like your shirt. I was scrolling and saw it. Peace. I'm going to ride the high of that compliment for at least 2 weeks. At least. Having the vertical canvas really helps with making shorts. 100%. And that's why that was the main reason I switched off of OBS over to Meld, was because I could just super easy create these good looking vertical canvases to record short form content that required minimal editing. And that was kind of like, that was the thing that finally got me to jump over. And now I only use OBS for like NDI, like 3D printer camera monitoring, some NDI stuff. And there's one particular recording workflow that has a multi-track setup that is reliant on OBS's audio routing. But other than that, it's all been in Meld lately. All right, I'm gonna stop yapping because I could go on forever. But I do need to eat something at some point. thank you everybody for stopping by. I, again, apologize for spamming your notifications today, trying to get stuff working. We officially got it working. Landscape and portrait streams, both going to YouTube at the same time. Meld Studios got the combined multi-chat. The highlight, you know, why don't we put that up? We're going to put that compliment right on screen for the end of it. That's a compliment. I also love this shirt. Yeah, I don't know when I'll be live next. I think what needs to be done is that I have to commit to it knowing that I can't fit it into my schedule. That's probably the only way it's going to get done, right? It's kind of like having a baby. There's never a right time. Not that I would know dick about that, but I assume it's quite similar. It's very similar in level of involvement and responsibility, right? Having to go live one time a week for 2 hours versus a child. I have a child. Oh, man. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for stopping by. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your Sunday. What fucking time is it? 7 o'clock. I have so much to do before the end of the day. I'm the most active on X, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Short form content is what I do primarily. I just officially started working with Meld. I'll be recording the majority of their long form YouTube content over on their YouTube channel. Just like tutorials and stuff, doing how-tos for Meld Studio. So you'll see me over there. You'll see me in short form. And I actually do have, I think, 6 of my own YouTube videos that are lined up for the next couple of months. A couple of really cool projects, a couple of really cool brand deals I'm excited about. So here for tech content, Knackers on any platform, short form, long form, all for tech and project and DIY stuff. And if you're into 3D printing, 3D design, Knack Habitat, N-A-C-K Habitat, that is my second account where I do all of my 3D design, 3D printing. Like you can see here, the 3D designing that I'm doing for the Elgato hardware. Most of my stuff is designed around Elgato hardware because it's what I use the most of. And in the next 2 months, we've got the floating desk shelf kit that's dropping, an Elgato Stream Deck pedal rise and grip kit, the Elgato Stream Deck Plus 1/4 inch mount will be coming out in the next couple of months as well. Knackback V3 for the Elgato prompter that enables portrait recording and a bunch of other shit coming out as well. And there's one other I'm missing. Knackback Telebase. The VESA adapter for the Elgato prompter that lets you mount the Elgato prompter on a VESA arm. Said hi, hello, good morning. So yeah, Knack Habitat for everything 3D design, 3D printing. And I think I'll call it there. Thank you so much. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your Sunday. I don't know when I'll see you next, but like and subscribe. I might never come back, but I'm going to tell you I'm going to call to action your ass and tell you to like and subscribe. I better go. Have a good night. Thank you. Good night. What the fuck?